Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Would anyone like to sing today's Kirtan? Gopi Mandala Mataji, Shivani Mataji, anyone would like to sing Kirtan?
Hi Krishna Praji, I'm really sorry. Today I won't be able to sing. I'm just tired.
Okay, no problem, Mataji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So I would like to read a sloka from Vishnu Sahasranama and
Sure.
read the meaning. Is that okay?
Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Yeah. So this is from my Prabhu is also here. So I have logged. I'm talking from his login. This is Vishnu Sahasranama Sostra commentary by Baladev Vidyabhushan, which is translated by His Holiness Banaswami Maharaj. Okay, so let me take one famous sloka and then try to read the meaning of what Baladev Vidyabhushan gave and what Maharaj gave on this sloka. I mean, if anyone want to do Kirtan, I'm okay. But if there's no one, then I can read this. Just a second, Prabhu.
Mataji, please recite.
Just a second, Prabhu. One minute. Okay, so this one shloka, let me take. I was trying to locate this Sri Rama Rama Ramedi because of this one. I don't know, but which number it is? It's not indexed here. Chaitanya Prabhu, probably can you start with Mangalacharan? I will try to locate this shloka soon.
Yes, Mataji, sure.
Yes.
Om Gyan Timirandasya. Om Gyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurulmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishram Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Tadati Swapadankitam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sargajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitam Cha Navam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashadesh Tarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Indradumna Swami Maharaj Iti Namine Namo Prabhupada Priya Dasaya Jagannath Yatra Nandamurtaye Bhakta Sukhaya Krishna Kirtane Narsimane Rakshitaye Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnave Namo Namo Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. You want to continue Mataji? Shloka?
1 second.
No, you get this time.
Okay, just a second. Yeah, I'm here. Okay, so let me read this shloka. Adaranilayo dada pushpahasa prajagarah urdhvak sabdat satpatachara pranada pranava panaha. This one of the sloka. I'm unable to get this Sri Rama sloka, but let me read what how good this book is.
Yeah.
Adara Neleha. He was the shelter for gopis who were endowed with all the qualities. Data. He drank the nectar of their sweetness. Pushpahasaha. He smelled attractively as jasmine flowers. Prajagaraha. He stayed awake all night during the rasa dance. Urdhva Kaha. He had beauty which defeated Cupid. Sad, Satpatacharaha. He acted with pure love. Uh, Pranadaha. He gave his very self to the gopis. Pranavaha. He was praised for his conduct and love. Panaha. He negotiated with the gopis. Purport, he was the shelter of the gopis who were endowed with all good qualities, Adara Nileha, or it indicates Krishna as the enjoyer of the rasa dance. He was the complete shelter of the dear gopis, the abode of all good qualities such as beauty, grace, music, dancing, and poetry, who had been called by his flute in the autumn full moon. He was the drinker of nectar in the form of their words, skills, smiles, and glances. Data is derived from the root det, which means to drink. Data means a person who drinks. He smiled in a way suitable to the pastimes of love with the gopis. Pushpahasaha. His smile revealed
Like,
his shining rows of teeth, white like jasmine buds. He increased in beauty, like the moon surrounded by stars. He stayed up with the gopis all night, which became a night of Brahma,
mm,
Prajagaraha. Without staying awake for all the time, he would not be able to experience a variety of qualities of billions of gopis. I mean, there are so many things like this. Baladev Vidya Bhushan has given commentary for this Vishnu Sahasranama for each of the sloka and each words in that. So I think many of us would have heard Vishnu Sahasranama, but we may not know how it is, each shloka represent and each thing. If you like, so you can order it from. I can share you can contact me. I can share the number of the Prabhu who gives Bhanu Maharaj translation of this book for Vishnu Sahasranama, and he can courier it to you. Okay, so thank you everyone for the opportunity.
thank you. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. It's like Krishna's Sahasranam sound like. Very
Yeah,
nice. Yeah,
yes.
very nice. Like bringing to Vrindavan back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Hare Krishna, dear God family. So by the request and instruction of us seniors, I was given the topic. So we can first welcome everybody and thank you so much for giving your time. And I'll try to do my best to serve you, share something tangible. So today's topic for today's trooper is the study of Srimad Bhagavatam, or study how to study like any scripture, especially Srimad Bhagavatam. So actually, I was, and yeah, before that, happy Kamada Ekadashi and happy Vyas Puja of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. We had a very nice festival here, and it was really glorious. We still have Lord Chaitanya associate around us, and many are there. And our dear Guru Maharaj was preaching wildly and boldly. So, like every Ekadashi, like I try to revise my notes. So I was just revising notes, and first instruction of our Guru Maharaj is actually he during COVID time during online Vyas Pujas, Gurudev used to do regional wise and country wise Vyas Puja during COVID time. Like for Russia is very big, so only Russia, or Ukraine. Then for Australian region, Australia, New Zealand, Fiji. So I attended two Vyas Pujas. So he was telling like I got the instruction and I'm telling every one of you, please take this instruction from me. So this is first instruction he tells, preach boldly and have faith on holy name. So yeah, so we pray we'll follow this to our core. And holy name includes everything. Like Gurudev used to say, what is Sankirtan is complete glorification of Krishna. So, and Panchajana would tell me when it's time to stop, okay? Yeah, okay. So they said complete glorification of Krishna. So holy name is Srimad Bhagavatam is also holy name. It's Krishna's words about Krishna, so they are also absolute. So study of our study of Srimad Bhagavatam. So can I ask everybody one question? How many of are you facing difficulty in reading actually? Then I can see speak. Can you just do this thumbs up thing like me or hand like me? Just shoot out that emoji. Yeah, like that. Oh my god. I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7. Okay. Sorry. So many. Okay. Okay. So there's some thing is obstructing. Let's start with this. I don't know how much I'll do the things, but there is also a Gaurang Darshan Pro seminar, 2 lectures or 1 lectures, how to read scriptures, the mood and the method. So you can also refer that. And so so that's very amazing seminar. So I just discuss few things from there because I really was not ready for this class because today's our dear, very senior, Her Grace Rasika Mata should come. So I'll just I whatever I remember I hear very back long back. So Prabhu discussed first thing is spiritual culture. So spiritual culture has 5 aspects. He says 5S. Swadhyay, sadhana, seva. Swadhyay, sadhana, seva. Can somebody help me? 2 more. Swadhyay, sadhana, seva. And there's 2 more are there. So Sangha and 1 more. So I'll remember.
Sadachar?
Sadachar. Yeah, Haribol. That's what the most important one. Yeah. So Prabhu says like Swadhyaya, Swa-adhyaya means studying of scriptures. It doesn't depend on one's just sitting in one room and reading. I'll tell you why it is. So Hetel is depend on other 4 aspects also. Your sadhana, daily practice, your seva, what do you service, sadachar, that's the most important one. How you deal with Hari Guru Vaishnavas, and say Sangha, your association. So this is a 5 important things. So if these other 4 factors study actually, how it is, Prabhu then discuss about, I think Swadhyaya again divide in 5 things. He says first is Shravanam. So why it is important? First hearing. To read, first hearing, why is important? For that I'll read shloka for today and then we move on from there. As I share the screen. 1 minute. Okay, so can you see my screen? Okay, so this is a shloka from 4th canto, 6th chapter, where Brahmaji pacifies Lord Shiva after, after he's did with Daksha, because mother Sati burned herself and he was so angry. So Brahmaji, okay, and here description, a very beautiful description of Kailash. So this shloka will say why Shravanam is first. Shravana is very important. So I'll recite Sanskrit and somebody can read. Okay. Vidya tapo yoga patham asitam tama drishanam charantam vishwa soradam Vatsalya Loka Mangalam. So Vidya Tapo Yoga Pathan. This is a duty of a sadhaka. Asitam tam adrisham. Then this qualities generates. And the fourth thing which he does, the fourth line. So let's read this. The quality of Mahadev. Somebody want to read translation?
Yes, Praji. The
Except
demigod
you.
saw.
Except you.
Okay.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm a bit biased.
Can I read Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu, please. What's your name,
That
Prabhu?
Abhay Ramdas.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
The demigod saw Lord Shiva situated in his perfection as the master of the senses, knowledge, fruitive activities, and the path of achieving perfection. He was the friend of the entire world, and by virtue of his full affection for everyone, he was very auspicious.
Yeah, Haribo. So let's somebody want to read first paragraph of purport. Is by divine grace, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Want to read the first paragraph?
Lord Shiva is full of wisdom and tapasya, austerity. One who
Yeah.
knows the modes of work is understood to be situated on the path of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One
Mm.
cannot serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead unless one has achieved full perfectional knowledge in the ways and means of performing devotional service.
Yeah. Okay. So the first thing is wisdom, tapa, and austerity. So vidya, tapa, yoga, patham. You know. So this is the first we think of. For example, like in December we do a lot of book distribution, right? We give books to everybody. Please, Prabhuji, you know. So after book, what happens? You know, what happens after somebody get book and what they do? They read a little bit, and after reading, what they do? They comes to temple. Why they do come to temple? They want to hear from somebody to understand, because if everybody understand my books, and because that's why Shravanam is very important. And people who following this culture of sadhana, wisdom, tapasya, austerity, they can give this knowledge actually. That's why we have to see how much I'm following these things. And tapasya changes by yuga. So our present tapasya is control on social media or less screen time, whatever. See what is tapasya you need individually for yourself. Everybody tapasya is different. You know. So see what tapasya, what thing is hampering your devotional service. So you have to give it up. That is the austerity. You know. So everybody is better than me, so I'm your servant. So follow this. We have to do even we don't like. So that is tapasya also. Okay, next. Lord Shiva.
Lord Shiva described here as Adeshwara. Ishwara means controller, and Adeshwara means particularly controller of the senses. Generally, our materially contaminated senses are apt to engage in sense gratificatory activities. But when a person is elevated by wisdom and austerity, the senses then become purified and they become engaged in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Shiva is the emblem of such perfection, and therefore, in the scripture, it is said, Vaishnava Metha Shambhu. Lord Shiva is a Vaishnava. Lord Shiva, by his actions within this material world, teaches all conditioned souls how to engage in devotional service 24 hours a day. Therefore, he is described here as Lokamangala, good fortune personified for all conditioned
And
souls.
so Jai Jai Mahadev ki Jai ho. Haribo. From Rishikesh. Okay. So let's I'll just stop screen share. Yeah, let's come back to the normal. Yeah. So now if you see this words, very nice description of yoga about a Vaishnava. So the same words can you apply on Srila Prabhupada, right? Is Vatsalya Loka Mangalam. Same words can apply on our Guru Maharaj, right? They're doing Loka Mangalam. So now I'll ask everybody question. You can give your inputs, because this gonna tell us how to approach scriptures. So for example, Gurudev is coming to a city, like Gurudev is gonna come in Delhi. So Delhi ones can be more enthusiastic. So when you go approach Gurudev, like when you're gonna meet Gurudev, for example, you are meeting Gurudev, what will your mood? You want to give some qualities, what mood you will go to Gurudev? Give it one quality. There's so many things. How we approach. No? Or okay, I'll give you little correct the eyes. For example, gratitude. Okay, submissive. Thank you, Govinda Priya Mataji. Submissive, yeah, that's very nice. Submissive. That's so important quality. You don't be bossy, Let me go. I have 10,000 followers on Instagram. Let me give some followership to my Guru Maharaj. No, not like that. Submissive, very submissive, like like a danda. Okay, anything else? Gurudev is coming to your city. How are you gonna meet? Be authentic. Yes. Saralta hi Vaishnavata. Yeah. Very simple city. Yeah. Thank you. Anybody else? Sorry, it's a bit interactive class. Anything else? Very enthusiastic. Yeah, Haribo. Who's that? Let me see the message. Shantu Prabhu. Thank you. Very enthusiastic. That's so important. Service attitude, please him, not enjoy. Haribo. That's a mood. In mood of service, Vilasini Mataji. Thank you. Namra Sabu. Thank you. Sangam Kumar with flower garland. Yes. Flower garland. Haribo. Eagerness. Yes. Eagerness means it's like a hunger. When you are hungry, you go by yourself, nobody else. So that hunger should be that eagerness. Absorption in his instruction. Yes. Actually, I hear Gurudev lectures. I read quick notes and then I visit them Ekadashi and make notes like this. These pictures are given by Namrasa Prabhu. And then I make notes like this. One instruction. So you can do an absorption in pranipata. Yeah, humility. So important. Yeah. And Gurudev is who? Gurudev Srila Prabhupada, they are what? They are person Bhagavat, right? Yeah. So now let's see, apply these qualities to book Bhagavat. Sorry, I'm taking opposite way. Be submissive when you approach Srimad Bhagavatam, not as intellectual exercise, not to prove some argument, or not push Bhagavatam. I'm reading 2 hours, you have to give me realization. Not like that. Yeah. Be authentic, like I'm so fallen. I know what desire are good in my mind. These days, what desire pushes me to do reeling in between chanting or reading. There's these days, they have such a psychology that these days notification happen in mind, and we use phone with that. They don't need notification phone these days. So, very enthusiastic. I want to read. Why? Yeah. For this, I want to share one point. Why we are distracted is there's a Vibhrama. Smriti Vibhrama and Para Smriti Vibhrama. So the illusion for one's own identity and illusion for identity of the Supreme. So this thing happened with other 4 things by Sangha, Sadhana, and then we approach. Service attitude, yeah. Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya Bhagavati Muktama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nashtaki. In a mood of service. Okay, with a flower. What is a garland for Srimad Bhagavatam book? Anybody wants to tell? What is a garland for Srimad Bhagavatam? Somebody. Okay. The garland for Bhagavatam is your notes. Yeah. Absorption in instruction to follow them. Pranipat with humility. And Gopi Mandalama to serve his guest and just have desire to get his side long glance. Yeah. So you can use that also actually. Like all the devotees stories and Srimad Bhagavatam devotees. You learn from their life. Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj. And then we have Lord Shiva. So many are there. So learn there and learn what the quality they're representing. So this is the mood. And same thing is happening in our all relation in life, actually. So this is the which I understand. This is the way you all everybody gave answer actually. And now comes to the question is everybody raise hand like why is not happening? You know, why is not happening is anybody want to share why is not happening or should I say something? See, one thing I can say which I have seen in different devotees here around. First thing is like when I was hearing Gurudev lecture in Bangalore, that was my first lecture. This is the first instruction I get from him. It was prioritize things in your life. First thing should be first. Yeah, I didn't need anything. Ensure more devotees get his association. Yes. Yeah. So when you read Bhagavatam, you can read in association and share with others. That's best quality, as Vijayana Simple. So when you give priority your reading and hearing, because why you priority it? Because we should, like as Srila Prabhupada's, like in the Bhagavatam, first question was, what is the duty of dying man? Then Prabhupada used to say, what is the difference between dying man and normal man? Dying man is dying, normal man about to die. So that's so when you understand that my existence, I'm gonna die one day. I wish it's not a very pessimistic view, but I'm gonna die one day. So what I have to do? So we have to priority our life. That's I'm just saying method type. So first thing should be first, as Gurudev says. 2016 Bangalore, that first Kirtan festival I ever attended. So there Gurudev said first thing should be first. And why distraction is coming is not is our problem, is actually the bombardment of media also. So it's a glory of media that we're talking, but same time it's give other things also. And third thing is second thing which I feel is help us is accountability. Report to somebody. Like recently, we have this mentor system. I got 4 devotees to serve them as a mentor. So I don't know how much they're benefiting till now, but I am getting more sincere. I'm also sharing my sadhana score to them. Like last 3 days I didn't share, I was sick. But I'm sharing continuously. Last 1 month, everybody sharing their sadhana score. Can you imagine 1 month, everybody sharing? I'm so glorious. There's some devotees here also there. Harish Prabhu started, Laksha Bhujan. So many are there. So I'm so that's so accountability and priority, these two things help. And now it comes to the method. I think time is going on. How much time I have? 1 minute. Let me see the time also.
Prabhuji, we can go for another 10 minutes.
Okay. And method is method which I see as somebody share, like with the garland we go. So method is we need to make some notes actually. Something. Even you may not visit it, but notes making helps to remember. That's even studied. If you make notes, it helps you to remember. And if you remember, then you only can apply, right? Something. You don't need to remember everything you read, because it's like Gaurang Dashanpu's example, right? What did you eat last Janmashtami? How many items? We don't remember, but it nourishes us. So daily reading nourishes us, but something we remember instruction help us to continue. And when you share with others in association, you remember most of it. So yeah, so there's the mood actually. As you all share the mood, I will take the screenshot of the chat actually for myself. Okay, let me 1 minute. All the nice points. Okay. So these are the mood as you shared in the talk. The same approach to Guru Maharaj, same approach to Srila Prabhupada, deities, and Srimad Bhagavatam. And why this mood is important? Because Bhagavatam is a Krishna. If you go with envy, I'm envy a devotee, For example, I was meeting one devotee last week in Adelaide, and he was nice. He read nice, he chant nice, he does nice. But his problem is he started finding fault in devotees. Like, this association is not good, this association is good, this devotee not good. They're making this group, they're making this group. I don't know. I told him, see, Prabhu, yes, there were some issues. Krishna doesn't like perfect devotee, he likes sincere devotees. So there is a problem and everybody is there. And Chaitanya Charanpur says, like, if you want perfect association, go Vaikuntha. But to go there, you need to purify. so, so they are devotees. If you think these people are not sincere, but we have to associate actually. We need association. It's not force. For example, I told him, okay, you think these devotees have not good association. If you think you are good association, then go purify them. Help them. Help them to come up. What is the problem? But alone you can't do bhakti. That's impossible. That's like that's like an illusion. So I told, if you think they are struggling, go and help. Make them good association so you can associate and they can give you later, they can help you. So that's what happens. So that's more than so say, if you are envious of devotees, Krishna will not look at us and Srimad Bhagavatam will not reveal it. Because that is Krishna. Krishna, why should I talk to you? The way you approach Bhagavatam will say the way it will reveal you, actually. Yeah. And because like by one lecture, I remember Gurudev giving a lecture on cows or something. He was saying the body of Krishna is cows. The body of cows is Krishna's body. And bodies of Vaishnava is Krishna's heart. You're envying Krishna's heart, then how will reveal, For example, your best friend loves you, you can say everything, but you envy him, he tell, no, it's okay. Can you take some time, relax, get some therapy, then come back. So that way Bhagavatam revealed to us. And we used to be regular friends, You meet your friends regular every time, then only friendship stays. Either it just fades away. Same with Bhagavatam also. So this approach we should have. See Bhagavatam as person, as my best friend, my Rati. So this is what I see. And method is every different method. But I think notes helps. Notes making helps actually. And everybody can different method also, different way of making notes. If you want, I can share mine. But yeah. And this note making helps. And study of Bhagavatam is really important because it will help you in chanting. And it will, because many times seen devotees does a lot of services, physical service, due to lack of intelligence, which like spiritual intelligence, pride comes out. It's like both sides. If you read a lot and if you don't do service, then pride also comes. Like, I know so much. Instead of applying philosophy on yourself, you apply on others. Then again, Bhagavatam makes you away. Then you go to Jnana philosophy, other philosophy. So yes, so this is very much. So priority and accountability. These two things will help. And that's why some seniors started counseling program, which really helps. It's helping me actually. I don't know. so that's what I feel. Study of scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam is so relishing. I'm not joking. It's so amazing. Like if you read like one hour at least, or half an hour. Start with half an hour, but it's so amazing. So yes, Hare Krishna. This is what more from my side. If you want to ask any question or want to add something or
Thank you,
share something.
Chaitanya Bhav. Very nice. Very nice hearing from you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
I
Nice.
have one question. Like
Yes,
you
Prabhuji.
said, Bhagavatam is Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
Can you just narrate that story behind that? Like there is a story, like why Bhagavatam is Krishna. Like
Story. Which story, Prabhuji? If you can share.
like when Lord Krishna was about to leave for Vaikuntha to spiritual abode, Uddhava, the discussion with Uddhava, the final discussion with Uddhava.
Yeah, he asked Uddhavas to go and tell North
Yes.
and speak to
Yes.
this to
So then Uddhava becomes very nervous because Krishna is leaving him.
Yeah.
So he was not accepting that. So I cannot leave you, Krishna, because I cannot be with you. Then Krishna says, okay, I will be in Bhagavatam. So you
Yeah.
associate with me every day.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu, remember that. And he told that these devotees not able to take my, I not to give my association to them. Can you give my association to them? Yeah, something
Yes.
like that. Yeah.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the main association, because
Yeah.
every day we sing, no, Nashta Prayesha Bhadreshu
Bhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata
Nityam
Sevya.
Bhagavata Sevaya.
That's
Yeah.
why, because that's the most priority, like our chanting, because that will cleanse our heart. Bhagavatam is of the 18 Puranas, that is out of goodness, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So it cleanses
Amala
our heart.
Pranam.
So
Yes.
that's
Nice to
what.
hear from you, Prabhu. Maybe meet you soon. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Then that's.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Namarasa Prabhu. Our scholarly Prabhuji.
Hi.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
No, hi, hi,
Yes.
thank you so much Pradeep, for sharing such wonderful points, especially with note making and our realizations on how to read.
Yeah.
I just had a question. You mentioned about Chaitanya Charan Prabhu. Uh, I'm sorry for the background noise. I was a little outside just reaching my
Yeah, it's
home.
okay. It's okay. I can hear. If I not
So,
here, I can ask you.
sure, Prabhu. So you said that he said that if you're finding that some devotees are not nice association, then you turn them into nice association for yourself.
Yeah. No, that
Right,
was
but
my
is that
point. He told that sometime the tendency happen by reading that people apply philosophy in everybody. So instead of using the spiritual knowledge to get purified, they try to purify others, like try to find faults in them. And due to that fault finding, that it started with generosity, like, oh, this devotee, this fault, this. It slowly it may become like it too much. It's becoming the second nature of that person. प्रसाद अरे ये क्या बना है बैंगन कौन डालता है ऐसे करके so you don't see prasadam. So what happened, it became second nature, and that it hurts back actually. So for this solution, Chaitanya Chandru says, don't aspire for perfect association. Perfection will get in Vaikuntha. Aspire for sincere association. People who are even struggling but striving sincerely for purification and upliftment, take association of that people. And if you think if you can do improvement, help them also. So that was his point. Yeah.
okay? So it's like don't have a pure devotee syndrome. Like
Yeah.
even if they are pure
PDS.
in their intent, that's enough. They're just sincere. That's more than enough. And
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
rather should not be like using or weaponizing our reading or hearing to just keep out.
No,
Rather
we can
apply the
share
knowledge.
it. People who can appreciate, because audience is different types of association. Because first thing we need sincerity. Like, I can give example. Like, everybody know Mangalarti is very important, right? So we are sincere for that. We know it is important, but we need seriousness when we follow it. So everybody wants to follow. Say it's everybody in different stages. So we should be serious more to us, but sincere with everybody. Yeah, that's so these two things helps.
Got it, Prabhu. Thank you so much for clarifying.
Hare Krishna. Bro. Yes, Panchajanya Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Pradana Pranam. Thank you so much for the class. Um, Actually, I wanted to hear the another story from you, which Gurudev says about Bhagavatam, which he heard from the local Brajvasis. Uh, could you narrate that story about how Krishna and Radharani sit in a grove, and then Radharani tells Krishna that you are not being merciful upon your devotees, and then
I don't remember. Can you share, please? Really, I just say straightforward. I can say. I don't remember.
actually Gurudev tells this very interesting story. It is like it goes that um, एक बार कृष्णा एंड राधा रानी वो वृंदावन में एक फॉरेस्ट में रहते हैं एंड राधा रानी टेल्स कृष्णा दैट कृष्णा यू आर नॉट शोइंग मर्सी इनफ टू योर devotees, so you should be more merciful, like they have to come to Golok Vrindavan, they have to come from so many stages of Navaveda bhakti, and then they get Krishna prem. So Krishna says, okay, I will introduce Vaikunta, and then Krishna makes Vaikunta, and then Radharani is like, okay, she gets pacified for some time, but then Radharani is like, still Vaikunta bhi pahunchne ke liye a devotee has to endeavor a lot. So then Krishna says, okay, now what I'll do is that I will take avatar, and then Krishna takes avatar from time to time, so Radharani is again happy for some time. But then Radharani still complains that when you disappear or come back to Golok Vrindavan, devotees don't get your association.
Yeah.
And they don't get your mercy. Then Krishna says, okay, I will come in the form of the deity. And then Krishna comes in the form of the deity, but then Radharani says, even if you are in the form of the deity, the altar is closed sometimes during the
Okay.
darshan or anything. And then Krishna says, okay, then I will come as Bhagavatam. And then anyone at any point of time can take the benefit of Srimad Bhagavatam. So,
Yeah, that's true. And Prabhupada gave us Radharani also, nectar of devotion. So Radha and Krishna together. If you want to relish Hare Krishna, Vraja Satyaprabhu, Vrajapati Sutaprabhu. Hare Krishna. Okay, any questions, Prabhuji? Or discussion? Then we can hear from our senior Vrajapati Sutaprabhu also if you want to say something. Oh, something is there. Question. It is amazing to hear how relishable Srimad Bhagavatam is for you. Can you please share how you developed taste for reading with so much relish? Or was it a natural inclination? It's both actually. Like I used to read because I'm from a Jaipur village, so I was very eager to learn English. Yeah, it was very difficult. I was the only one failed, but later by Prabhupada mercy, I'm teaching in Australia, so I was eager, but it was also a bit austerity. For example, let's say, I understand question. There's one Radha Govind Maharaj disciple, he left body, sannyasi. Somebody asked him, कि प्रभु जी शास्त्र पढ़ने मन नहीं लगता है, क्या करे? तो बोलते खोला कर, अरे प्रभु खोलती भी नहीं. तो बोला ना खुलने से क्या मन लगेगा? तो खोलनी तो पड़ेगी ना. नहीं पढ़ने से मन थोड़ी लगेगा. तो somehow we need, if we don't have habit, make an habit in a good ambience, good association, open at least. Like yesterday we had a youth program, so I told him, read Bhagavad Gita. 700 shlokas are there. I told, if you do 2 shlokas every day, you can finish in 1 year. So how many wants to do? 5 people raise hand. Then I told, okay, I'll remember your faces, okay. so I'm saying some way you have to start, Like for example, you want to meet Gurudev. At least you have to sit in the train, right? Metro train. At least buy the ticket. Like साम दाम दंडभेद, किसी से पैसा लेके लूट के ट्रेन में बैठना तो पड़ेगा ही. The same way you have to steal time from your activities. Steal the time somewhere or other, प्रभुपाद इस चीज के लिए प्रभुपाद बोलते थे कि जो नई नवेली दुल्हन होती है ना, जैसे नया डिवोटी, नई नवेली दुल्हन बहुत बिजी होती है गांव में, especially. How much busy she is, but she never forgets to comb her hair. But that way, at least we should approach Krishna and scriptures. So, itna to kar hi sakte. Okay, I'll give you one, sir. Okay, how much screen time you have? Give 10% of that. Okay, 5%. Now you can see. So that's, and second, Hare Krishna, what to do when Madhu Krishna's love? What to do when someone having more sadhana than us is still jealous of us? He's appreciating indirectly. You have something better than him. First, that's for sure. So you found out what you have better than him, first thing. Then you can share that knowledge with him. And if he's too much jealous that you can't talk, pray for yourself and him, that Krishna somehow allows to serve him and serve him. And sadhana, or he's applying sadhana in the wrong way. And if you know some senior, if you can help him, approach them. And you approach your senior also. I'm feeling like that. What should I do? So these things can be done. Hare Krishna, Vrajpati Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji. Congratulations for marriage.
Thank you, Prabhu. Sorry, I'm in train. I'm not sure how much I would be continuous, but
No.
are you able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear.
Okay. So I just wanted to connect with one of the point that you asked. Like there was one question about how to develop taste for. Obviously, I haven't developed taste, but obviously, what we have to do a habit of reading. Just you mentioned, unless we open the book, we wouldn't be able to get taste. We have to open somehow or
Yeah.
other. We have to open the book. Okay.
Yeah.
And similarly, like there was one prayer I remember, just to in connection to that.
Yeah.
Like in Krishna Ashtakam by Shankaracharya, one of the famous like Vache Varjay Mandalam. Any of you may be aware of. So one of the verse it comes like Yada tada yatha tatha tathaiva Krishna satkatha maya sadaiva giyatam tatha kripa vidhiyatam. So here like it's being prayed or asked or we're asking for kripa tatha kripa
Mm.
vidhiyatam. Please bestow this mercy upon me. What? In in any condition. Yada tada yatha tatha. Okay,
Mm.
somehow or other in any position. Tathaiva Krishna satkatha maya sadaiva giyatam. So
Mm.
only Krishna Katha may always Giyatam, may always sing and hear and glorify like so Krishna Satkatha is what? What is that is the Bhagavatam. So we have to so anyways like although we may not have the taste and all, we have to keep for the taste, keep praying for the
Yes,
taste.
bro.
And also for that one you have to open the book and somehow
Yeah.
or other do some endeavor to read anywhere possible in a session of
Yes,
devotees
Prabhuji.
or
Absolutely.
maybe even your free time and all. So that's one thing many of
Yes,
the
Prabhuji.
devotees are doing, and that is great, Prabhu. All of you are now you have nice realizations, Prabhu. You are doing such a preaching there, so all the glories to you. You are doing wonderful
Thank you.
preaching also in
Someday we'll
Australia.
hear from you also soon. Hare Krishna.
I don't know, but
Hare
I am
Krishna.
not much preaching. I am preaching to myself now.
No,
Gradually, we'll
no.
see. Okay,
Thank
so
you for
thank you very
sharing,
much.
bro.
Okay, I just thought to share to connect with this point. So
Okay, bro.
how like,
Okay. Hare
thank you,
Krishna.
thank you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. He is very senior. God brother. He did so many services. We can have another class on his services. Yes, Mataji. Govindla Mataji.
Hi, Krishna Prabhi, Dhanapranam. Thank you
Ah.
so much, Prabhi, for the wonderful
Hmm.
class. It was more of interactive class, so I liked it a lot. Prabhi, just a small question. I'm really sorry for the background noise.
No, it's
Um,
okay.
um, Actually, Prabhi, there are some devotees, or you can say I myself, sometimes feel that whenever I try to covering up or starting reading Srimad Bhagavatam first canto, it
Hmm.
gets really very difficult.
Hmm.
And then the mind, gets into like catch up with the stories part.
Yeah.
Narsima, some other cantos rather than first
Hmm.
canto because it's more towards philosophical things and all.
Hmm.
So, is it right sometimes to jump where
Hmm.
you yourself is feeling connective, or rather than just skipping it, that okay, if we are not starting from the first canto, let's just skip Bhagavatam. Let's
You feel difficulty understanding philosophy? What I understand.
Yes,
That's what
Praji.
you say.
Sometimes it's more heavy rather than there are no stories, you see. So, yeah.
Um, for that, philosophy is always difficult actually. Like Sarup Damodar Goswami says this because he knows devotee wants to serve. He says, Siddhanta chitte na koro alas. He says, to understand the philosophy, you should give the laziness. I'm not saying you're lazy, but I'm just saying. So the thing is, philosophy is difficult. What even there are many things I don't understand. Like I'm on eighth canto. There are few very heavy topics like it's like bonkers. So you read it as a service because Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Isn't it a Nityam Bhagavata in remembrance? It doesn't say. The Seva, like you serve Guru Maharaj in a Vapu and Vani. So same way serving Krishna and his Vapu is Bhagavatam and Vani and the shlokas. So you serve, read it as a serve, like you pray, like as a state for like Krishna not able to understand, but let me serve you. If you think I need to realize and understand, please help me. That's the approach. So read it, understand how much, and note it down. When you meet some senior, ask them questions. And that way, more association. And even they say something you don't understand, it's okay, leave, read. Next time when you come back, we come with a more higher consciousness, so things become more clear. Like for example, Cheto Darpana, we are singing. I'm singing from last 10 years. Every time the meaning is increasing, so it will happen. So main thing is the seva. So take it as a service and keep in doing it. The service given by Srila Prabhupada. And as Gopal Krishna Maharaj says, if anybody read Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada books 1 hour every day, Maya can't touch them. That is the best medicine I ever listened. So if you want, so this is the best thing. So read it. And if you feel it's very heavy, you can do half an hour Bhagavatam, half an hour Krishna book or Gurudev diaries, like that you can do. I also do like that.
Yes, Praji, definitely,
Yeah.
that's there.
Yeah, but
Just
jumping is a bit risky in the sense is there it's very connected. Bhagavatam is very connected. It's 18,000 shlokas. We may not feel it is connected, but it's very connected. So jumping will, when you read Bhagavatam, who are listening attentively? We, Krishna and Maya Devi. She also knows what you're missing. so where you miss, you will be fixed. And she is a mother actually. She don't want to harass us, but due to we ask wrong things, then she give harassment. So she's a mother also. Yeah. So okay, I hope he's answered your question.
yes, Praji. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Okay, last question, anybody? Or just realization? Prabhupada instruct in the instruction to read in a sequence. Yes, Madhu Krishna, yes, that's true. Yes. It is easier to if we read along with other devotee book readings. Yeah, that's really helpful. Yeah, book reading helps, but still, we should have some personal, because when you read, you make a relationship with Krishna and Prabhupada. Also, your main relationship. That's also very important. Yeah, like Gurudev read personal reading, but when he used to come, like before, if you read, he used to come to Vrindavan and he used to do 3-4 months group reading with his Gopi Paradhana Prabhu and everybody. He used to finish Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. But still he used to do personal reading also. So that's amazing. Thank you, Madhu Krishna Prabhu. Okay. Thank you everybody for your time. And please bless me. Whatever I speak, I can realize. And if I speak anything more than my adhikar, please forgive me. And thank you so much. Hare Krishna. I'll leave now, actually. I will not stay. It's a bit late for me. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Thank you
for your association, for the wonderful class. For devotees who don't know, Prabhuji is in Australia, it is 2:30 a.m. for him, but Prabhuji is so eager to share his realizations and his association with all of us that he's awake such late, and he's always enthusiastically hankering for sharing his association with other devotees.
I pray I can get your association, Karthik. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. And Gurudev is in Australia now, so in second week of April I'm going to meet. And please pray. I'll approach him with all the things you share. I take the screenshot. So I'll write these qualities and approach him. And then Gurudev is coming to Delhi. Haribo. You can also meditate and approach. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. And thank you, Mataji, for sharing that nice shloka. I definitely would order that book, because first I thought it's gonna be Vishnu Sahasranam, but it was more of Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. So thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we will move on to the next part of our call now, that is reading from the diary chapter. So Um, yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, gentlemen. Would you like me to share the screen?
I have joined Proji today from
Okay,
my laptop.
no worries.
Yes. So can everybody see the screen?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Is it clearly visible?
Yes.
Okay. So today we are reading from volume number 3, chapter number 26, Professor's Bow to Shastra. Would anyone like to read this chapter? Hare Krishna.
I
Yes,
can read.
Prabhuji.
Sorry, I heard Abhay Ram Prabhu's voice. Nishtha Mataji, was that you?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji can read. I can read in the next class. It's fine.
Okay. Sure, we'll split it in half. So, yes, Nishtha Mataji, you can go first. Mataji's first.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yep.
On March 1, I awoke with my left eye quivering. I remember reading somewhere in Krela Prabhupada's book that such quivering is either an auspicious or inauspicious omen. I wanted to check the books to find out which. By the time I had finished my rounds and done my puja, it was time to go on Sankirtan. Maheshwara Das, a disciple of Bhakti Charu Maharaj, picked me up at 9 a.m. and we left for our appointments. Our first stop was a printing office where a gentleman named Peter greeted us warmly. Peter has been a donor of mine for many years, and I keep in regular touch with him. A pious man, he believed in God, but sometimes complains that he is a little late in answering my prayers, or sometimes doesn't reply at all. We sat chatting about the recent earthquake in Gujarat, and I explained the law of karma. Years ago, he wouldn't have been interested in such philosophy, but our friendship has made him receptive and he listened carefully, considering all the points. Later, as he wrote out a check to help my Festival of India in Poland, I noticed a large frame on the wall behind his desk. It contained a quote written in an old style English font describing the glory of a printing house. I thought that with a few small adjustments, it nicely described the purpose of our Bhaktivedant Book Trust publishing house. This is a printing office, crossroads of civilization, refuge of all the arts against the ravages of time, armory of fearless truth against whispering rumor, incessant trumpet of trade. From this place, words may fly abroad, not to perish on the waves of sound, not to vary with the writer's hand, but fixed in time, having been verified in proof. Friend, you're standing on sacred ground. This is a BBT printing office. As we drove around Port Elizabeth looking for a bank where we could cash the check, I became nervous. We were driving through several native townships or ghettos. Most of the black and colored people of South Africa still lived in impoverished conditions despite the ending of apartheid several years ago. As a result, a significant number of them resort to crime to survive. Maheshwara was telling me that a number of his friends had been recent victims of burglary, car theft, or mugging. He said the police are often slow to respond to crimes because the local gangs have more sophisticated weapons than they have. The police even hire well armed security guards to protect their stations. Recently, the secretary of one of the Maheshwara's close relatives was kidnapped along with her car by a man at a red light traffic signal in downtown Port Elizabeth. She survived only when the kidnapper stopped at the next signal and opened his door to shout to a friend, at which point the young lady gave him such a kick that he literally fell out of the vehicle. She jumped into the driver's seat and sped away. The other evening, Maheshwara himself was driving home from work when suddenly he saw a row of bricks across the road in front of him. Knowing it was a trap, he accelerated over the barricade, blowing his two front tires as he got away. In his rearview mirror, he saw the men who wanted to accost him run out from the bushes, cursing. After hearing all of this, I wonder again if I had come to the right place to collect funds. I thought, what I go through for the people of Poland. When we finally found the right bank to cash the check, I entered the building and waited in line. I had a strange feeling that something was wrong, as the lady in front of me cashed her own check and put what appeared to be a large sum of money into her purse. I looked around nervously. Walking past me and through the door, she was suddenly attacked by thieves who grabbed her bag and ran. As she screamed and people panicked, the security guards drew their guns but didn't fire because of the large crowd. As they chased the thieves, I took my money from the cashier and quickly left the scene. 10 minutes later, as we turned a corner on the way to our next appointment, two men fighting brutally spilled onto the road. Both of them were bleeding profusely, lunging at one another with knives. A large crowd gathered to watch, swearing to avoid the men. We drove off quickly. As if that wasn't enough, 2 kilometers down the road, we witnessed a terrible car accident. Figuring that the stars weren't with us that day, I concluded that the best thing to do was go home and chant. So Maheshwara drove me back to the temple that afternoon out of curiosity. I looked up references to omens in Srila Prabhupada's books and concluded I would have been better off to have done so that morning. Atha vraje mahotpatast trivida here ati daru edyo utpetur bhuvi divyatmane asana bhavya shaishnav. I'm so sorry, my Sanskrit is not that great. In the Vrindavan area, that is it Vrindavan only?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
In the Vrindavan area, there then arose all three types of fearful omens, those on the earth, those in the sky, and those in the bodies of living creatures, which announce imminent danger. Purport. According to Sridhar,
Sridhar, it
Sridhar
Sridhar
is.
Swami.
Swami, the omens were as follows. On the earth, there were disturbing tremors. In the sky, there were meteors falling, and in the bodies of creatures, there was shivering, as well as quivering of the left eye and other parts of the body. These omens announce imminent danger. Bhagavatam 10.16.12. I didn't go out the rest of the day but chanted and daydreamed that perhaps one day Kanaya would send a generous sponsor my way who would support my preaching. Recently, a devotee wrote me that she didn't feel it appropriate for a sannyasi to collect money. I replied that I fully agreed with her, but that currently I had no choice. I told her that last year more than 750,000 people walked through the gates of our Polish festival. That's no ordinary Sunday feast program. Big preaching requires sufficient funds. Srila Prabhupada writes, every endeavor requires land, capital, organization, and labor. Just as in business, one requires a place to stay, some capital to use, some labor, and some organization to expand. So, the same is required in the service of Krishna. The only difference is that in materialism, one works for sense gratification. Bhagavad Gita 12.11 purport. I concluded my letter by saying that when Kanaya sent me a patrol like King Ashoka, who financially supported the spread of Buddhism all over India in the second century to support my preaching, then I would sit happily all afternoon with people like Peter the printer and teach them how to practice Krishna consciousness. Later in the afternoon, Kanaya came home and asked me to participate in a meeting at the University of Port Elizabeth that concerned his daughter, Joshila. A first year student at the university, she had objected to an assignment her professor in business management had assigned. The assignment asked the student to develop a marketing strategy for a theoretical meat packing company that was falling behind in sales. Joshila had protested first to the professor and then to the university administration that writing such a paper conflicted with her religious beliefs as a member of the Hare Krishna movement. Meat eating was sinful, she said, as it involved the cruelty of killing innocent animals. In her heart, she simply couldn't write a paper promoting such an evil act. Over several weeks, she rallied the support of many students and even lobbied a number of professors. Her challenge became the talk of the campus. As a result, the university called for what is described as an extraordinary meeting of the Forum for the Promotion of Equality. The meeting, consisting of senior faculty members to consider both sides of the issue, was to gather evidence to present to a committee that addresses students' grievances and attempts to find solutions. Purushottam Kanaya wanted me to represent his daughter, as I think he was little awed by the august assembly of professors. We arrived just as the meeting was about to begin. When I walked in with my bright saffron cloth and the. Can you help me with the pronunciation?
Danda, if I'm not wrong.
Danta. Okay. Most of the professors stared in disbelief. One of them muttered, "Oh my God, what is this?" I took my seat at the table along with Purushottam Kanaya, but the chairman asked Joshila to wait outside for the duration of the meeting. He then briefly introduced the purpose of the meeting and asked each member to introduce themselves. One by one, the professors announced who they were. When it was my turn, I identified myself as a student of India's greatest spiritual emissary to the Western world, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. I explained that I was a sannyasi, a monk visiting that country to introduce the teachings of India's greatest spiritual classic, the Bhagavad Gita. I spoke briefly about Srila Prabhupada's contribution in the field of literature and concluded by saying that I was honored to be present at this meeting. I actually surprised myself with how articulate my introduction came out, and I felt at ease when I saw several professors nod their heads in acknowledgement of my short presentation. Then the debate began as to whether Joshila had the right to refuse an assignment based on her religious convictions. Her business lecturer, Professor Boshoff, was obviously disturbed that a young student had challenged him and made such a fuss all over campus. He argued that the subject of promoting meat sales was nothing to get in an uproar about. After all, the packing industry is one of the most important and respected business in the world. At that point, Professor Naidu, the head of the pharmacy department, said he felt the whole issue could be avoided simply by changing the subject matter of the assignment from meat sales to clothing sales. Professor Boshoff wouldn't accept the solution. Then the chairman turned to me and asked if I would explain why Joshila was so disturbed about writing an assignment on the promotion of meat. Relishing the opportunity to address so many learned men and women, I stood up and spoke slowly, choosing each word using castric quotes and analogies. I explained the difference between the body and the soul and elaborated on the theory of reincarnation. I went on to explain how there is a soul in every living creature. Killing animals, I said, is a tantamount to murder. Nothing that the professors were coming from diverse ethnic and religious backgrounds, Christian, Muslim, and Hindu. I concluded my talk with a punch, asking Joshila to write about promoting the sales of meat was like asking a Christian to write about promoting the devil, a Jew to promote the Holocaust, and a Muslim to promote Muhammad as an ordinary man. A long silence followed my presentation. Finally, the chairman asked if anyone had any questions for me. When a few professors spoke in support of what I had said, Professor Boshoff walked out in a huff. The chairman then closed the session, saying the committee would meet privately the next day to form a resolution. He thanked Purushottam Kanaya and me for participating, and we left. The next morning, I received a call from the chairman. He thanked me for participating in the discussion. He said my presentation had been the deciding factor in the committee's resolutions, which he would have delivered to Purushottam Kanaya's house later in the day. That afternoon, a university car delivered the following paper to our door. Resolutions of the extraordinary meeting of the Forum for Promotion of Equality. The Department of Business Management be requested to find, in this case, an alternative assignment subject that is acceptable to the Krishna Kanaya's faith, but that is comparable in all ways to the current topic. That from this point on, academics be asked to provide alternative topics for assignments when there is a possibility that the given subject may be offensive to minority groups. Academics be asked to provide alternative questions in exam papers where there is the possibility that the given subject may offend members of minority groups, such as the Kanaya faith. The evening Purushottam Kanaya, Joshila, and I had a small celebration. We challenged a respectable academic institution's dealings with us, a religious minority, and had won. The professors involved had made their decisions based on the teachings of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. It was a small but clear victory of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement. We hanker for more such opportunities in the service of His Divine Grace. Cheto Darpan Marjanam Bhav Mahadvagni Nirvapaye. I'm not able to read it like this. Sorry.
Mataji is just the shloka, so you can just read it. The
Um, I
Shikshashtakam
can
shloka.
I can read it in Hindi, but on the
Yeah,
spot I
yeah.
cannot remember things. I just
Do you want me
can't
to
read
read
it.
it?
Yeah, please, thank you.
चेतोदर्पणमार्जनं भवमहादावाग्निर्वापनं श्रेयः कैरवचन्द्रिकावितरणं विद्यावधूजीवनम्
Anandam
आनन्दाबुधिवर्धनं
Vardhanam
प्रतिपदं
Pratipadam
पूर्णामृतस्वादनं
Purnam Sarvatman
सर्वात्मास्नपनं परं
Sanaparam Paramam
विजयते
Smrite Shri
श्रीकृष्ण
Krishna
सङ्कीर्तनम्.
Sankirtanam. Thank you, Prabhuji. Let there be all victory for the chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna, which can cleanse the mirror of the heart and stop the miseries of the blazing fire of material existence. That chanting is the waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all living entities. It is the life and soul of all education. The chanting of the holy name of Krishna expands the blissful ocean of transcendental life. It gives a cooling effect to everyone and enables one to taste full nectar at every step. Shikshashtakam, text 1. I'm so sorry for the mispronounced words. And then I got so panic reading in front of so many people that I kept on messing up so many words here and there, and I could not read a simple thing. So please pray for me that I can overcome that. And thank you for the opportunity. Hi, Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for reading the entire chapter so beautifully. Yeah, anyone would like to share their realizations? Hare Krishna. Okay. So the point which I liked, yeah, is somebody wanted to say something?
Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Yes, Maleshwari Mataji, please go ahead.
I really liked how Maharaj boldly preach about the meat eating and stuff, because sometimes we are like we are put in a situation where everybody is against us. They talk about protein, they talk about all these things, they talk about all the scientific facts and everything. Even though we have, sometimes they don't have the knowledge about that we are the soul, how whatever action we do affects us in the next life and everything, because they don't have the knowledge, and sometimes it is very difficult for us to share this knowledge, how dangerous it is to do the act of meat eating and slaughtering everything. All these things are there. But when Guru Maharaj very nicely related everyone and touched the common aspect in every religion, in which Jews cannot promote Holocaust, and how Mohammedan Muslims cannot promote Muhammad as an ordinary man, and all these things, which he knows the commonality of everything and the kind of emotion and kind of seriousness that everybody has towards their own beliefs and everything, and how Guru Maharaj touched the commonality and convinced everyone, and also the faith that Guru Maharaj has in Srila Prabhupada's teaching, and how he boldly moved forward. It is a wonderful realization for me, because I'm going through a similar situations in life, in which my Muslim friends and everyone brings up so many things about this diet and everything. All these B12 deficiency, like it's the B12 is not in vegetarian, and all these things. They come up with all these things with me, and they debate with me. And this chapter is very relevant for me, so that I have the, even though I have the facts and everything, and I have the thing, but it really motivated me to boldly move forward and explain it, because one of the four regulative principle is no meat eating. So it's very important for us to become sinless, because it is a very great sin. So it is very motivating, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for this wonderful chapter. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing your realization. Yes, as you rightly said, we all come through all these instances where people point out to us that you are following this Vaishnavism and you can have this deficiency, that deficiency, and then we have to deal with them. So, as Gurudev relates to everyone, it is very wonderfully that. Uh, how we can also put our argument but in a very humble way so that it convinces the other people as well. Yeah, anyone else would like to share their realizations? Okay. um, One point which I liked in the diary chapter was how even I was focusing on this the other day in the previous diary chapter reading we had last Sunday. Gurudev, he was going for the fund collection. Like he went to take the cash out from the bank, and like he knew that something bad is going to happen because his left eye was flickering, and then he saw these murders and the thieves stealing the bag from the old lady. And I was just wondering that how much Gurudev is extending himself, taking all risks in his life just to spread the mission of Mahaprabhu. So being spiritual son or a spiritual daughter of such a glorious master, are we taking some risk in our life as well to spread the mission of Mahaprabhu? Or even if not taking a risk, but are we actually putting the extra effort to spread this mission of Mahaprabhu? Like, are we going out for Harinams, or are we doing book distribution on regular basis? Or even if not that, but maintaining some contact with devotees, just sharing our heart with them, and making sure that the other devotees feel comfortable sharing their hearts with us. So yeah, we should also make some endeavor to show Krishna and Gurudev that we want to contribute in this mission of Mahaprabhu, because Gurudev says love means to give more than you take. So yeah, uh, that was something which I would like to reflect upon personally. So yes. So if anyone would like to share something before we end today's
पांचजन्य
discussion
प्रभु
here. Yeah.
हरे हरे कृष्ण प्रभु मैं
No
बोलूं
problem. Yes, yes.
हिंदी में बोलूं प्रभु
Yes, yes, प्रभु जी, आप हिंदी में बोल सकते हैं.
प्रभु मुझे बहुत इस बात बहुत अच्छा लगा कि गुरुदेव ने गुरुदेव पहले से बहुत मतलब उस जगह में बहुत जानी मानी सी एक व्यक्तित्व था। गुरुदेव एक ट्रैवलिंग मॉन्क है, एक प्रीचर है, पर गुरुदेव ने खुद को प्रभुपाद की एक स्टूडेंट, इंडियन फिलोसफी का एक स्टूडेंट कह के उधर पे गुरुदेव खुद को मतलब क्या बोलूं मतलब
इंट्रोड्यूस किए.
सब हाँ इंट्रोड्यूस किया। तो गुरुदेव इससे गुरुदेव का वो जो हम्बल माइंडिटी है, इससे पता चलता है कि गुरुदेव कभी भी कोई क्रेडिट खुद पे नहीं लेना चाहता है। गुरुदेव हर वक्त खुद को एक प्रभुपाद की एक सोल्जर कह के सबके सामने इंट्रोड्यूस करता है।
जय जय. थैंक यू सो मच प्रभु फॉर शेयरिंग दैट रियलाइजेशन. यस, गुरुदेव कभी भी जो भी ग्लोरी आता है, इवन हम गुरुदेव के क्लासेस अगर सुनेंगे तो क्लास के पहले प्रभुपाद जी के प्रणाम मंत्र से गुरुदेव क्लास चालू करते हैं, एंड क्लास के एंड में भी गुरुदेव कोई तो एक श्लोका शास्त्र से कोट करके लेके आते हैं, जहाँ पे वो प्रभुपाद जी को ग्लोरीफाई करते हैं कि ये सिर्फ प्रभुपाद जी का मर्जी है कि मैं ये क्लास दे पा रहा हूँ और इतना भगवान के पास टाइम्स के ऊपर मेडिटेट कर पा रहा हूँ. तो गुरुदेव हमें दिखाते हैं कि हमारा गुरु निष्ठा कैसा होना चाहिए, हाउ आवर लव फॉर आवर स्पिरिचुअल मास्टर शुड बी देयर. So yes, thank you so much for bringing that point, Prabhu. Anyone else would like to share their realization? Okay. So before ending the discussion here for today, I would just like to request all the devotees who have joined newly this troopers call for the first time कि आप प्लीज ये troopers call every time join कीजिए. इससे हम लोगों को हमारे ऑल ओवर इंडिया के जो गॉड फैमिली है उनका एसोसिएशन मिलता है. एंड आई होप आप सभी गुरुदेव के व्यास पूजा में आ रहे हैं, विच इज ऑन द 26th of April, if I'm not wrong, in Delhi. It is going to happen in Rohini Temple. So if anyone has any doubts, they can approach me or Gopi Mandala Mataji, and we can assist you with your questions. Once again, thank you all for joining. Vancha kalpatarupyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. शिला गुरुदेव की जय. All glories to our illustrious God family. Hare Krishna.